Let's start with the three away wins in a row. I bet you can't wait to get back to Meadow Lane after all that.
Yeah, it's been really tough, and I think three away games that are really taxing, very exhausting. So we look forward to being at home. Yeah,
Yeah, they don't get much more difficult than Barnet at home. It's again, they seem to be one of those teams that have gone on a brilliant run of form lately, and all of a sudden they're right up there with you and Wrexham.
yeah, they're a very good team. I think it's going to be as tough a game as any other that we've played this season. We're completely aware of that. Yeah.
How do you keep the momentum going, particularly as you said after the hard fought victories during the week? The latest one being Chesterfield, of course. How do you keep that momentum going week by week?
Well, I think we just have to be really honest with each other and make sure that we're not seeing things slip, and that we're all of us are determined to keep everything the levels as high as we possibly can, and that's comes down to an honesty of the group that we can be frank with each other in that way.
It seems to be that all the players at the moment have all got the right mindset, particularly at this stage of the season where they can't afford to slip up because they know there's going to be a team like a Wrexham or a Barnet right on their coattails ready to take advantage should they slip.
Yeah, I'm really happy with the approach of the group, and that's a requirement. Otherwise, we cannot cannot have achieved what we've achieved already, and we cannot continue to try to be at that level if people don't have that mindset.
I suppose they go hand in hand, don't they? Of course, you need the technical ability and the belief and the concentration, but also that, like you say, that mental side of the game where you do have to concentrate and see games out, just like you did at Chesterfield there, even against 10 men, it was a real battle.
Yeah, it's the biggest part of the game, because if you have no quality and you have a great mentality, you can do okay. If you have great quality but bad mentality, you can be lucky and get away to some extent. But if you have good quality and you have a good mentality with that, you have a chance to compete, and that's all. You have a chance.
Let's talk about Adam Chickson's goal in front of the Notts fans on Saturday evening. I mean, I know it's been a season of brilliant moments already so far, but I mean that's got to be right up there, hasn't it? Particularly as it was right in front of nearly 2,000 Notts fans.
Absolutely, yeah. And I've run out of things to talk about with Adam Chickson, but he epitomises what I'm trying to achieve with the group. In terms of his mentality and his bravery and his professionalism, the way he prepares himself, the way he recovers, the way that he takes on instruction. It's no surprise to me that he arrived in a big moment and scores such an important goal.
I mean, it feels like at the moment, Notts County have got 11 Adam Chicksons. No disrespect to the rest of the players, but like you say, he epitomises the way that you want to play, both mentally and physically on the pitch.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that that's he's a great role model for everybody. And depending on your individual skill set, you can bring something different to the team. If you're a distributor of the ball, if your main qualities is your defending, your main qualities are your finishing, but then with your quality, your individual quality, you have to have that same intensity that Adam Chickson shows us all the time. And yes, for the most part, we have so many guys in that same vein of form.
I mean, 9 goals for Adam Chickson so far this season, and he's playing at left wing back. It just shows just how much you're trying to get players to move forward, not just like individuals, but as a unit going forward and try and get goals from different areas.
I think that's the important thing as a unit, because I want us, more than anything, I want us to be difficult to play against. I want us to defend well. I want us to be tough. More than anything, I think is the thing that the fans deserve to see as a bare minimum. Like that, we're prepared to do the hard running. We're prepared to put our body on the line. We're prepared to put our head in to win the ball in the right moment and defend our box with a passion. They deserve that. And then once you've done that effectively, you have to have then the extra bit to be prepared to run forward from your defensive position. Be prepared to be in the positions where you might miss a sitter, because you might go inside the box close to the goal and you might steer the ball over the bar. And by the way, Adam Chickson's had a few of those, but he's that brave. He'll go again and again and again. And That's what we want from every player, is to first and foremost to be prepared to defend for the shirt, and then after that you need to then bring your quality, your individual quality, and try to run forward to create a chance to score.
Let's talk about recording Langstaff as well. He got you up and running on Saturday. I mean, we've got to talk about that first touch for the goal, because that was almost Premier League standard. Of
course, absolutely, because he has top quality. You know, he has the traits you've seen time and time again of top quality players. And it's an action that between Sam and Macca, they've tried a number of times this season, and as you can imagine, incredibly difficult. And Macca's actually pulled a few of these out the air, and then one or two, you know, I can remember, you know, at home 1 or 2, and then I remember York away, you know, he make a similar action. I think Boreham Wood in the second game, a referee give a free kick. It's not a free kick, I don't think, but he makes an incredible touch. And then after all of that, when you have to sprint and look at the ball over your head and then bring it down with an incredible touch, you then have to select the right finish on the run with the centre half tearing behind you is incredible. But we work on this action. We actually work on this action, and he delivered it in a high pressure moment, which shows his quality. And that's just one of his 25 goals this season so far already. I mean, you look at the start of the season when he was brought in from Gateshead, and many were asking, can he make that step up from National League North to the National League, and he's done that and then some. Yeah, he shows the character, and it shows the desire to succeed, how ambitious he is, and he has the guts, and that's what that shows. It is that you know, questions are asked, and there is some, of course, in his own mind he will you know, be asking a question, but then the way he deals with that is go and do it, and you know, and prove people that you are more than comfortable at the level. Back at Meadow Lane tomorrow night, of course. I mean, how much will home advantage be an advantage to you against a team like Barnet? The Notts fans have travelled all across the country and throughout the entire season, but more recently in great numbers. They're going to be a huge, tool for you to use on Tuesday night, isn't it, against a tough side? Yeah, they are. They're going to be very important, and I have to say, unfortunately, Barnet don't care if they're home or away. They're an incredible team, and they play without fear, and so we need to create an atmosphere that maybe they're not used to, maybe they didn't experience before, because this place is special, and we can make it really, really tough. And of course, it become our responsibility on the pitch to help the fans to feel engaged with us and feel like there's something there that they're seeing in front of them that they need to support, and hopefully we can do that, and we can make a brilliant team between the guys on the pitch and the guys and girls in the stands. Excellent stuff. I appreciate your time as always, Luke, and all the best for tomorrow night. Thank you. Thanks very much.
Hi, Luke. I'm going to start with Chesterfield at the weekend. You've just touched on it then with Macaulay Langstaff's goal, but there's a video of you, Ryan, on the sidelines, and as soon as the goal goes in, celebrating, but you immediately point towards Sam. Is that how important was he for that contribution in that goal?
Yeah, it's incredible. He's the first goalkeeper this season to register an assist, and there's no mistake in it. There's no mistake. He you know, you've seen us many times build up with Sam involved in the build up, but he's watching, because we know the best pass we can play is to Macca. The best pass in this team that you can play really is if Macca is playing down the middle as a striker on his own, the best pass you can play is to him. You know, the same if Kedwin is there. You know, if Kedwin is playing up front, the best pass you can play is to him, because these are the guys that have the credentials to score. You know, can score in any way, and Sam is aware. And when you watch the game back, you know, he brings the ball up the pitch, which we've seen from him many times, and he's scanning everything. He's looking everywhere to see which is the one that is best, and if there's a glimpse there that Macca is the wrong side of the defender, or the defender is square, he knows what he's looking at, and there's no mistake, and he plays an incredible pass. It's a pass. He's not clearing the ball, he's not under pressure, he's not just desperate to get rid of the ball. It's a pass.
And then there was another one at half time of Toby, Ruben and Archie in the tunnel. giving encouragement to the players. And I know you highlighted that with Jim and Frank at Solihull as well. So just how important were they as well on Saturday in turning the game around?
Yeah, the players actually. When I finish here, we'll see in the meeting that we're going to make the meeting now, because we prepared the opposition video this morning. We trained, and now this afternoon we look at the debrief from the Chesterfield game, because there's a few things we need to learn, good and bad. And one of the clips will be in there, this tunnel camera, because there is nothing premeditated. It's not like for show. It's not for show. This is just the guys. That's how they are. And when you have that inside the camp, is powerful. It's so powerful, and it's difficult to build, and it has to be watered all the time. You have to maintain this type of spirit, and it's about the people putting themselves out, train in the morning, come to the game, ask me, can we travel with the team? Can we please be there in the pre-match hotel with the team to have the meal, and can we please be at the stadium with the players? They ask me, all of the guys, they ask me, they want to be there. No sulking like babies, like not in the squad because of this or that. They know they're important. They do. They know they're important, and that just showed it so brilliantly. That was so genuine. I love that.
And you've mentioned there that there's good and bad points for you to review in the meet. What were some of the points that you're looking to improve on from that performance?
I can't tell you everything. Unfortunately, I wish I could. But there's elements to the game that we have, like whoever we play, there's certain things that we do, whoever we play against, that we have to maintain as a bare minimum. And then sometimes we have players in a few different positions to help us with pressing the opposition in a certain way, or to try to help us more in the build-up. But other things, doesn't matter, we play more or less players in this position or that position, one pivot, two strikers, one striker. It doesn't matter, certain things that we have to do, because we know that if we do those things, the game unfolds in a particular way that is more comfortable for us. And we didn't do a number of those things, and it is nobody individual's fault. Is not even as a group collectively the players' fault. Is my job to remind them and to keep them and to convince them. I have to convince the players that certain things are in their best interest, even though those things are tough and they make you feel sometimes vulnerable, but they have to do them, because we know at this stage, if we've done them so many times and we had so many good results, they work. So yeah, we have to now go and review and I have to try to convince the players again.
Following Adam Chickson's goal, there was obviously emotions were running high. There was some brilliant scenes in the background, but one thing that I saw was John Bostock obviously brought on into the game to provide that bit of experience. And you could see him talking to all of the players and telling them to switch on and focus, because there was still a long way to go. And obviously his experience provides a lot of different things, but having that mentality and that winning mentality, but trying to keep the team focused at such an important stage of the game. How important was he as well on that day? Yeah,
that's right. I mean, we spoke about John when he signed here at length, and one of the things that we highlight is like that type of added value that you get with a player of his experience and the personality that he has. And that was exactly what that moment required. It was like a big adrenaline, and we have to have that. The fans need to see that connection with the team, and of course, even for the opposition, they see that joy, and it's heartbreaking. We've all been there. But then when that's done, you need focus. And I thought Connell Rawlinson and John, both of those guys, showed their senior qualities, and they helped us to settle down a little bit after this big rush.
And then looking ahead to tomorrow, Barnet are the only side in the league that you've yet to play so far. Does that make preparations any more difficult at all?
Yeah, it feels strange to be this stage of the season, and we don't really, and because of course you can watch, and until you play a team you don't fully understand the difficulties, but it feels strange. So we have to just deal with that. They didn't play us, we didn't play them, so we're both in the same situation. But we have plenty of footage to look at. They're very, very, very good. They're very good. So we're very good as well. We have to bring out really good performance for sure.
And then I'll just end on this. Yesterday marked the end of Joel Taylor's second spell at Dagenham and Redbridge. I just want to know what the thinking was behind his return to Meadow Lane. Is he going to be pushing for a first team place, and what's the thinking on that?
I think it's more like maybe Dagenham felt like they couldn't go in a different way, different direction from Joel. I think he didn't play as many minutes towards the end of the second spell. So, you know, Joel is with us. He trained today great, and we see now what happens. Of course, can be quite difficult with the squad, how well so many players are doing. So it can be difficult for Joel, but we know there's a lot of football left and a lot of games close together, so things can change very quickly. And if Joel shows in training every day he's in a really good place and has great intensity and a good quality in training, then anything is possible because he's our player. So we'll see what happens now.